our dating topic, dating older men versus younger men. Why does some women prefer to date older men, do you think? What do you think is the biggest one?
I think the biggest one probably would be security on some level, either financial or just the fact that an older guy is probably more likely to have that stick-to-itiveness in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be flighty. So I think if somebody was looking for a long-term relationship, they might be more apt to be looking in the older age bracket from themselves, say maximum 10 years.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of younger girls that look for men. I did some research on it, and when I actually talked to a bunch of girls last night, and they were about 25, and they said that if they were to go for an older man, they'd go for somebody about 15 years older. And I said, why? And they go, because they're not boys. And the thing is,
that's a good
men
point. Yes.
are not, and I hate to say this because I have some great friends who are in their 20s and 30s, but I think men become who they are more so mid-30s. Up until then, they're finding themselves, finding their careers, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of a fact.
So are you saying women actually mature faster then?
Yes, I think so, for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, we were giving the
I would
ovaries,
have to agree
remember?
with that. As a whole, I would have to agree with that. I know that's generalizing.
So anyway, I think the biggest reason is that younger guys are just not together enough yet. So sometimes these younger girls tend to go for the guys with the cash. They've got their career set. They're a little bit probably better in the bedroom. It's not how many
more experience in the bedroom. Yes.
Yeah, it's not about younger guys are about how many women they can put on their boink list as opposed to
the little notches on the bedpost. Yes.
Yeah, they don't care if they're a great lover so much. Some of them do now because word is getting out. Women are talking more now.
Yes.
Well, maturity is a big factor when it comes to dating older men, and mature men know who they are for the most part, right? Saying that, they can sometimes be a little bit quirky.
Yes.
Because
Or you
they
mean
get
set in their
very
ways?
regimented in their lifestyle.
Yeah.
And flexibility can be a problem. So that's one thing with older men.
Flexibility.
Yeah.
You just,
In more ways than one. I think that older guys may not want sex as often as a young guy does, and that can be a good thing sometimes. You may not want it 5 times a week if you're a little bit older as a woman.
Right.
So that might be one point to dating somebody a little bit older if
But
you're
if
not
they're
super
into
sexual.
if they're into the younger gal, though, chances are they're taking some kind of
Of course they
stimulant
are.
to
How do you think
increase their
Hugh
libido,
Hefner
right?
has survived all these
Right.
years?
So that's something else you have to consider, though. Right.
But everybody's trying to be somebody else now. Everybody wants to be younger.
That is such a good point. That is an amazingly good point.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Birthday girl.
Toast to that.
But it's true. Everybody wants to be
Yes.
somebody else. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to
Yeah.
get older, whatever the scenario is. So say you're in a place in your life as a woman and you've come out of a relationship. You're in a marriage for, say, 15, 20 years, like in your case, Sandra. All of a sudden, you're not in marriage anymore. And you just say, you know what? I just want to have a relationship sexually. That's all I want.
yeah. Then
Are
you'd
you
be
going to
looking
pick
for
an older guy?
Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
But
Well,
you know, I
here's
have
an
to tell you
example.
that an older guy is certainly the most important thing for me is to be able to have a communication, because I consider myself a relatively intelligent individual. I'm certainly not the brightest bulb on the face of this earth, but I do like to have intelligent conversations. And I can tell you for the long term,
Have a friend for that.
for the long term, I would like somebody I could have an intelligent
Long-term.
conversation with.
Yeah. Well,
I was
so
thinking
I would
about,
probably date somebody either in my own age group or maybe even a little more mature than me. If I just wanted to have a fling and just rock my brains out, then I'd probably go for somebody younger.
Yeah, well, that's my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of Demi Moore and
Yeah.
Ashton
Yes.
Kutcher.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, they're a classic example, right?
Where do you find one of these great older men? You know, many of them, if you do want a fellow that does take care of you and he is the gentleman, he's a bit old school. but
Sugar
he's
daddy.
He's a
Sugar
good guy.
daddy.
But I'm not talking money here. I'm just saying a nice older man.
We're talking about relationship core, not about
Yeah.
finances.
So we're past that now. We're on to a new topic here.
Mature,
So,
eh?
Mature, an older man. He's really got his shit together. He's not boring. He's not like where you do the dishes barefoot and in the kitchen, all that crap of the 50s and 60s-year-old guys.
That's not crap.
Yes, it is. Bullshit. So kitchen duties are not for me and not
You're
for women
making
anymore.
Susan's life easy here.
Yes. Stop it.
Truth of the matter, though, is that if you are on the market for to date somebody, you should try and date both older and younger men. Speaking for women at the moment, and for guys, you should also do the same. Date younger women and older women. And because you know what, you might find that there's somebody out there that really, really hits you, and it doesn't matter what age they are.
Well,
That
exactly.
there's just something there that is really,
That's
really
the way it should
important.
be.
And you may learn a lot from this person, whether they're young or old. And it could be probably one of the best experiences of your life. So always be open-minded about it. It's not about whether they are young or old. It's whether that something that they have, something in their personality gives you that little spring in your step, as Susan would say. Don't you agree?
That little pulse in your loins.
Keep your options open. Always be open-minded.
So I would say, unless, like in my case, I do prefer younger men, but I don't want them that young that they don't have a driver's license and they have to use fake ID to get in the liquor store. I mean, I do have a limit, right?
Oh yeah, really?
But I mean, you know-
what's the limit?
Well, 19 is when you get in the liquor store, right?
You know
or
what?
the States is 21. Oh my God.
The bottom line here is if it's just a thing, I mean, if it's just a fling, like if you're just looking for a fling, it's no big thing. It doesn't matter whether they're old, young, decrepit, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just a fling. But if you're looking for a long-term relationship, then a lot of these points are going to make a huge difference in whether you make the right decision or not.
Do not get stuck, as Sandra says, into a stereotypical pattern
Yeah.
of, I only date this. I won't go here. I don't do that. This is the type I will only go for. If they're 5 pounds overweight, I'm not dating them.
Yeah. If you're doing that, what's happening is that you're not only just short-changing yourself, but you're also, you're not ready to date. If you've got all these huge boundaries
need
and
to
these
go to a
specifications,
psychologist,
you
a
need a
psychiatrist.
psychologist. You're not ready to date. You're not ready to get out in the field.
You're shallow.
Yeah, shallow. Yeah.
You're shallow. You're an ass. Please
Yeah.
check out our YouTube videos at Two Beavers on YouTube. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Cheers.
Have a great week.
He's the beaver in